Construction of Siargao Airport's expanded terminal building will begin this Friday, August 8th, tripling its passenger capacity once completed. The building is expected to accommodate up to 750 passengers from the current capacity of 200. The improvements fall under the directive of President Bongbong Marcos to enhance travel experience. Siargao Airport is the main gateway for tourists en route to Siargao Island, the surfing capital of the Philippines. It currently handles 17 flights daily. DOTR Secretary Vince Dizon ordered in March for a modular expansion, the removal of the VIP lounge and redundant X-ray machines in the airport. Dizon added he envisions the gateway to be an international hub featuring an extended runway and a world-class passenger terminal. Siargao Airport is part of a 16 billion peso bundle offer by the Gokongwei's JG Summit and the Gotianun's Philinvest Group to take over its operations alongside the Francisco Bangoy International Airport in Davao and the Southern Luzon Airport in Albay.
The biggest piece of news today is that consortium between the Gokongweis and the Gotianuns. I believe they've already done Clark, and they got this package of 3. We were talking about this before. This is a really good deal. Siargao, Davao, and Bicol.
Yes. You know, it's part, as we've discussed in the past, I think that, in order to allow our airports to really be run properly, maintained properly, and expanded quickly, I think the only way to do that is really through a public-private partnership. And I think with the passage of the new law, this has unlocked a lot of potential for these major infrastructure projects to really happen under PPP structure. And the unsolicited proposal that we received from JG Summit and Philinvest is the first bundled unsolicited proposal that has been accepted and received by the government. So we're very excited about this because it will mean
it has to be subjected to a Swiss challenge.
Of course, of course. It has to go through a process of negotiation, of review, and then eventually, if it gets there, to a Swiss challenge, before it is eventually awarded to the
proponent.
And
if I may, did they get to pick the 3 airports? It is an unsolicited.
They picked it. I guess they feel that the combination of those 3 airports makes sense to them economically and financially, and they also feel that that's where they can make the biggest impact. Obviously, Davao is the biggest among those 3 because it is our, I think, our 3rd or 4th biggest international gateway. It is one of the 4 major international gateways, NAIA, Cebu, and Clark being the other 3.
But your original idea when we were discussing this was that you're going to lump, let's just call a spade, a more desirable airport with maybe a medium desirable airport and a less desirable airport so that hindi naman kawawa yung mga parang mga less traveled airports. But this one has like 3 really good airports.
I mean, I guess volume-wise, maybe Bicol would be the smallest in terms of volume. But Bicol is also a very well-developed airport. It's brand new, actually. It was just finished at the tail end of the previous administration under Secretary Art Tugade. And it's actually a beautiful airport. You know, it's one of the best made airports that we have so far. So it's actually easier for the private sector to take that over. The more difficult one is Siargao. No, because it's small. But
you need to extend the runway.
Yes, we need to extend the runway, and it's a challenge, because you have the mountains and the ocean, so it's a challenge to do it. But as you saw earlier, as you showed earlier, we are already, even prior to a unsolicited proposal becoming reality, we are actually starting the expansion, the modular expansion, as you said, of Siargao on Friday. We're going to groundbreak on Friday with Sec. Cristina Frasco of the Department of Tourism, and we're very excited for that. And it's a very well-designed airport. It was designed by Royal Pineda, who designed Clark as well, and also Mactan. So it's a modular expansion which we feel we can build quickly. Maybe within the next 8 months.
So tuloy pa rin yan, kahit na while the PPP is...
Tuloy, kasi hindi naman natin alam kung kailan o kung matutuloy man itong unsolicited proposal.
Gano'ng katagal ba yan, i-review? yung proposal ng JG Summit.
I think minimum maybe 6 months, I think minimum.
Tagal din.
Matagal din. And then, syempre may Swiss challenge pa yan. That's another 90 days. That's another 3 months.
How about NAIA? How is that airport doing since being turned over to Mr. Ramona?
It's doing a lot better. No, it's less than a year. No, San Miguel took over in September of last year, so they're just slowly approaching the first anniversary. But I think just within a year, I think we've already seen a lot of substantial improvements. No, in terms of just the speed with which people go in and out of the airport is already a huge improvement. I've heard anecdotally people who have used it. I have used it. It took me 15, 20 minutes from
I
the
agree.
time that
I had to wait so long because
I deplaned up to the time that I rode my
It's
my
much
car,
faster
no?
now.
Yung sundo ko, no? So, but the improvements continue, no? So, and the major improvement that we're going to be seeing, I think, in the next couple of months, will be the installation of the new e-gates, no? Which have been offered by San Miguel Corporation as a donation, no, to the national government. So, ito, malaking bagay ito.
Ano yun?
Ito yung mga nakikita nating mga gates na, di ba ngayon may e-gate tayo, pero unang-una sa arrival lang siya, di ba? Ngayon, ang e-gates ngayon, departure and arrival na.
Okay.
So, and itong mga e-gates natin na luma, kailangan pa yung boarding pass.
sobrang tagal
Ang
mag-scan.
tagal, minsan hindi nag-work dahil luma na rin.
So yung mga scanners,
Yes.
parang, okay. You
Parang
don't
sa abroad
need
na.
you don't need na immigration
Pilas.
official.
Yes, there's no more face-to-face, ano, no, para sa mga, especially for Filipinos and OFWs especially. But apparently, I've been informed that these e-gates are the more modern ones na, where you scan your passport once, it gets your biometrics, and then the next time you go through it, mukha mo na lang, no? Wala nang passport, tuloy-tuloy.
So parang
Naalala
Singapore.
ka na.
Parang Singapore na,
Oh, parang
Hong
Singapore.
Kong, no? So, yan, malaking bagay yan. And continuous ang improvements sa ano. And kung makikita nyo, yung dati sa ating mga medyo mas nakakatanda, naalala natin yung Philippine Village
Talagang sa
Hotel.
akin nakatingin.
Yes, Philippine
Yes, what
Village
will happen to that?
Giniba na. Wala na
Okay,
siya,
and
it's
then
gone.
it
It will be Terminal 5.
Okay.
It will be a new terminal. So it will be another domestic terminal para mawawala na ang domestic sa Terminal 3. Lilipat na lahat sa Terminal 5
Anong
at
mangyayari
Terminal
sa 3?
All international.
What about 4? Terminal 4.
Well, ang Terminal 4, giniba na yon kasi wala na yung dati, no? Yung lumang,
Yung
yung
maliit
dating
na.
domestic na maliit, no? Yun, kasi delikado yun eh. So it's actually a safety risk, that terminal, because of the pathway of the airlines, of the airplanes that pass along that area. So, yun gagawin ng exclusively cargo terminal sa ibang area. So, San Miguel is slowly but surely, putting things in order, and things are, I think, a lot better now, but they're going to get significantly better after the first anniversary.